afternoon, and thank you for making time out of your busy schedule to attend this webinar. I am Everett, Igobwa, Lead Educational Developer, Critical Pedagogies and Equity, Diversity and Inclusivity Center for Teaching and Learning. Our webinar today is Rethinking Course Design, Redesign and Pedagogy, Universal Design for Learning, UDL, using an Equity, Diversity and Inclusivity, EDI lens. The University of Alberta respectfully acknowledges that we are located on Treaty 6 territory, a traditional gathering place for diverse Indigenous peoples, including the Cree, Blackfoot, Métis, Iroquois, Dene, Ojibwe, Inuit, and many others whose histories, languages, and cultures continue to influence our vibrant community. During this webinar, I will discuss course design and redesign using an EDI and UDL lens. Additionally, I will outline the UDL guidelines and the 3 UDL principles. 1, providing multiple means of engagement. 2, providing multiple means of representation. And 3, providing multiple means of action and expression. Please find the link to the UDL guidelines in the chat. Course design and redesign is an important activity used to re-energize our courses over the summer in readiness for the new academic year in September. So far, I have facilitated 3 webinars: Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. Please review them, as EDI is a platform that I am using to make connection to course design and redesign. Backwards course design is another very popular course design strategy that you may wish to explore. In terms of EDI and social location, UDL is a strategy that may be used to alleviate the realities of our students. At CTL, we have a course design rubric that you can easily access on our webpage. If you think of the question, who are our students, and while using an EDI lens, this picture that I found on the internet may symbolically represent what is happening in our classrooms. The activity involves a diverse number of animals: a bird, monkey, penguin, elephant, a fish in a bowl, seal, and a dog. Each animal has different natural abilities, and I will read the task. For a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. The task is not fair, and this may be one of the challenges that our students face in our classrooms, labs, or lectures. Diversity is a reality in the classroom, and using inclusive teaching and learning strategies with EDI in mind may assist our students. Some of our students are affected by social location factors such as ability, ethnicity, religion or belief system, social class, geographic location, gender, sexual orientation, age, race, privilege, or oppression. Universal design in architecture was pioneered by Ronald Mace, a differently abled individual, and the 7 principles that he developed are: 1, equitable use; 2, flexibility in use; 3, simple and intuitive use; 4, perceptible information; 5, tolerance for error; 6, low physical effort; and finally 7, size and space for approach. Universal design and UDL share similar principles. Universal Design for Learning has its roots at the Center for Applied Special Technology, CAST, from 1984. CAST was started as a nonprofit with an anonymous grant of $15,000 at the North Shore Children's Hospital in Salem. The 5 founding members were clinicians: Mayer, Rose, Mio, Stalk, and Mensing. Their primary objective was using neuroscience and computer technology in education. They partnered with the computer company Apple. Apple had just released the then new Macintosh computer. Their collaborative objective was: how can computer technology enhance learning of students with disabilities? From the 1990s, more research was carried out connecting neuroscience and education, which was implemented using digital technology to design learning. What is really important to us as educators is diversity in the classroom, which was leveraged as learner differences as opposed to individual accommodations for our students. Also, emphasis was drawn on barriers in the classroom, a symbiotic relationship with equity, inclusion, and equality substantive for our EDI principles. Universal includes all learners, and this is a component of EDI principles. The universality is further developed by moving away from the perspective of focusing on the average student or students in the margins. The goal of UDL is to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to develop into an expert learner. Design in UDL is goal-oriented, that is intentional, purposeful, and incorporating adequate planning. Additionally, incorporating needs assessment and acknowledging variability of students is fostered. With UDL pedagogy, the learning is structured to challenge students alongside the necessary supports in order to make students expert learners. Educator Robert Jock additionally suggests that the learning is modeled with desirable difficulties. In so doing, learning outcomes include strategies to use equity and inclusivity to break barriers. According to educators Meyer, Rose, and Gordon, and I quote, "With UDL, we start with high standards for all and apply flexible means so that each learner finds appropriate learning challenges and supports. In fact, the UDL framework helps educators to maximize desirable difficulties and minimize undesirable difficulties. In other words, with UDL, we create learning contexts that optimize opportunity for all," end quote. The three UDL principles are: 1, providing multiple means of engagement; 2, providing multiple means of representation; and 3, providing multiple means of action and expression. Please access the link of the UDL guidelines in the chat. Thanks. The first guideline, providing multiple means of engagement, is the why of learning. The goal is to have expert learners who are purposeful and motivated. And there are 3 components, namely 1, recruiting interest; 2, sustaining effort and persistence; and 3, self-regulation. I will start with recruiting interest. In providing options for recruiting interest, the instructor endeavors to create opportunities for the students to make their own choices as they stay engaged and invested in the learning cycle. In order to provide options for sustaining effort and persistence, the instructor will use the lesson outcomes, objectives, and learning goals to demonstrate to the students the relevance of the lesson. Strategies may include encouraging collaboration and offering tips to keep students motivated by providing a variety of resources to prevent frustration. Additionally, fostering avenues for students to access their own learning, for example, by using rubrics and checklists. In order to provide options for self-regulation, the instructor may structure a range of levels of challenge during the lesson while supporting and motivating the students. It is important to incorporate opportunities for self-reflection, self-assessment, peer assessment, as well as feedback by the instructor. The second guideline, providing multiple means of representation, is the what of learning. And the goal is to nurture expert learners who are resourceful and knowledgeable. The 3 concepts for providing multiple means of representation are: 1, perception; 2, language and symbols; and 3, comprehension. Perception. In an effort to provide options for perception, offer visual, auditory, and digital materials for your lesson. You may additionally provide scaffolds in order to guide students with reading materials. Offer visuals like charts, pictures, audio clips, videos, and hands-on activities. In order to provide options for language and symbols, showcase comprehension strategies to include note-taking, highlighting, and asking questions, and use visual, auditory, and digital materials. In order to provide options for comprehension, the instructor may draw on background information by structuring learning from known to unknown, also by demonstrating linkages in the content by identifying patterns, vital features, relationships, and presenting ideas from big to small. The third and final guideline, providing multiple means of action and expression, is the how of learning. The goal is to have expert learners who are strategic and goal-directed. The three concepts for providing multiple means of action and expression are: 1, physical action; 2, expression and communication; and 3, executive functions. Physical action. To provide options for physical action, encourage students to use technology, tools, and resources to express their knowledge using speech recognition software and any other technology. You may also find more examples of assistive technologies in the CTL course design rubric under accessibility. In order to provide options for expression and communication, compose in multiple media such as text, speech, illustration, comics, storyboards, music, or video. Use physical manipulatives, for example, blocks, 3D models. Use social media and interactive web tools, for example, discussion forums, web design, annotation tools, storyboards, comic strips, animations, and presentations. Solve problems using a variety of strategies. In order to provide options for executive functions, collaboratively set individual goals with students as you support them with resources. Offer students the freedom to choose how to demonstrate how they meet the learning outcomes. This may relate to offering authentic assessment that support student learning. In conclusion, UDL, when combined with EDI, is a strategy that you can use for your course design and redesign. In February 2022, eCampus Ontario released an open-ed resource under the Creative Commons attribution. The title is Universal Design for Learning, UDL for Inclusivity, Diversity, Equity, and Accessibility, IDEA, a guide for post-secondary educators. The 6 self-paced modules address UDL, EDI, and indigenization. Please feel free to download it. I have discussed several pedagogical strategies during this webinar. If you wish to explore them in detail, please visit our CTL webpage and schedule a consultation. I will quickly display my references for this webinar. You can turn on your cameras for the Q&A session. Thank you once again for your time. Here are my references.